don't want to hear it from MAGA Republicans, officials who had hundreds of thousands of dollars of debts, even millions of dollars.
For the best soul food in the Mid-South, it's Shop and Save. $14.99 South 3rd, 901-946-4303. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And some of the items on their menu consist of catfish, spaghetti, chicken and dressing, turkey wings, meatloaf, fried chicken, cabbage, yams, greens, salmon croquette, and the list goes on. Some of the best soul food you ever taste in the Mid-South, it is Shop and Save. $14.99 South 3rd. Call them again at 901-946-4303. Been in business since 1991. Shop and Save, $14.99 South 3rd, 901-946-4303 for some of the best soul food you'll ever taste.
I watch y'all coming here for years, cause you shot somebody. Now your life is shot. You gonna pick that phone up one day, and that girl gonna be done dumped you and raise your child with another man. Or maybe your mama or your grandmama dies. Cause ain't nothing you can do about it. You got 15 to 20 years, state or fed time. Real talk. Don't lose your head, use your head, man. Gun crime, max time.
This pandemic has hit us hard, but Tennesseans don't stay down for long. We're known for our resilience, and we refuse to back down from a challenge. This challenge is no different. You might be out of work, but there's an opportunity waiting for you. We need you to roll up your sleeves and join our workforce. Right now, thousands of jobs are ready to be filled. Find them at jobsfortn.gov. Let's get to work, Tennessee.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, here to explain the Tennessee Hands-Free Law, which is a new state law effective July 1st, 2019. In Public Chapter 412, it makes it illegal for a driver to hold a cell phone or a mobile device with any part of their body, to write, send, or read any text-based communication, to reach for a cell phone or mobile device in a manner that requires the driver to no longer be in a seated driving position or properly restrained by a seatbelt, to watch a video or a movie on a cell phone or a mobile device, and to record or broadcast video on a cell phone or mobile device. So, can I still talk on my cell phone while driving? Yes. A driver is permitted to use an earpiece, headphone device, or device worn on a wrist to conduct a voice-based communication. The driver may use one button on a cell phone or mobile device to initiate or terminate voice communication, and voice-based communication may also be used to send a text message. Learn more at handsfreetn.com.
you ready? Are you ready? Are you with it? Yeah, we with it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you with it? Yeah, we with it. Big time players make big time plays. 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 Go hard, 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 go hard. 'Cause big time players make big time plays. Big time players make big time plays. Gotta get it in a big time way. Let's get it on the grind, head on the line. Gotta stay focused, gotta keep a sound mind. It's go hard or go home. Go long and go strong. Don't back down or give in. When it's tough, that's when we press on. Gotta dig deep, gotta dig in. Hunger for the victory, hunger for the win. Ready to make a play, let's get it in. Swag on point, yeah, swag on 10. It's go time, it's show time, it's my time in my town. Big time players make big time plays, but believe it's about to go down. Big time players make big time plays. 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 Go hard, 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 go hard. 'Cause big time players make big time plays.
And we are live in the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another edition of Talk Sports Live. I'm your host, Joshua Midgett, in the building, in the place to be. Glad to be joining you and glad that you're joining me on this Friday evening. It is October 21st, 2022, here in the city of Memphis, here in Talkback Live Network Studios. Once again, glad to be joining y'all on a Friday. So much to get into on today, man. Appreciate everybody that is here, that's going to be here, that's coming in the room, that is encouraging others to come in the room as well. Appreciate each and every one of y'all for doing so. But yeah, man, it's another day. Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm here for it. My man Hank in the building said, can't believe you're doing this during the game. You are dedicated. Yeah, absolutely, man. Got to get it in as we do each and every week. Can't let the Grizz game stop no show, so to speak, man. I'm actually going to talk about that a little bit as well. I'm keeping up with what's going on. Y'all continue to keep me up what's going on as well. I know the first quarter is over. The Grizzlies are down 32-26 after one to the Houston Rockets. They're in Houston, Texas as of right now. So I'm going to keep y'all up to date, and y'all can keep me up to date as well as I talk about the Grizz and some other things that are going to be going on this weekend, some things that have gone on today as well. Scheduled to hopefully have a special guest joining me in the next few minutes. That was at a major event a little bit earlier today. My man Leon Taylor, who is a reporter for TigerSportsReport.com and Talkback Live Network alum as well. So, man, he's going to be joining me, should be joining me here in the next few minutes. And we're going to talk, man. He was at Media Day for the Tigers basketball team. And they had some stuff going on, so we're going to talk about that. Can you believe, man, Tiger basketball already here? The season's already here. This Sunday is the first exhibition game for the Tigers. So definitely looking forward to that. We're going to get y'all ready for that with my man Leon, who will be joining me in just a second. But real quick, for y'all to make sure y'all follow everything Talkback Live, be sure to follow us on Twitter at Talkback Live. That's one word, at Talkback Live. Also Facebook, facebook.com, Talkback Live with Bob and Josh. Like our Facebook page, check us out there. Also, YouTube, Talkback Live Network on YouTube. So a lot of places you can join us, check us out, all that stuff, man. It will be greatly appreciated, no question about it. So, without any further ado, go ahead and bring my guy on right now. He is TigerSportsReport.com's own. I see him in the lobby. Go ahead and bring him in so we can talk to him. Making major moves as always. bring you the major news. It's my major guy, the sports reporter in Memphis, Leon Taylor. Leon, welcome to the show, bro. How you feeling?
Feeling great, man. It's the weekend, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, I already know, man. Always grinding. I appreciate you coming on, man, as always, in a moment's notice. But I know you always grinding, man, so I appreciate it once again.
No problem. Appreciate you, man.
No
Today was a great day, Tiger Media Day, and got a chance to talk with Penny and talk to a few players. And, we got Bronny here in town, Bronny James and Ashton Hardaway. So, it's a great basketball weekend.
Yeah, no doubt, man. That's the Mid-South basketball going down. We're going to talk about that. Matter of fact, go ahead and hit on that because I'm sitting there looking at the flyer. You almost forget that's going on, too. That's tomorrow with Bronny and Ashton Hardaway coming to town. How big is that, man? Talk about where that's going to be and what's going on with that.
Yeah, it's tomorrow at 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be at Collierville High School, and it's going to be a great event because you have some of the local players in Memphis and actually the whole state of Tennessee playing against some of the all-stars from California. You got Bronny James, Ashton Hardaway, and a couple guys that they're bringing with them. And you got some guys in Memphis, and not just Memphis, but in the state of Tennessee that are possible future Tigers. There's a guy by the name of Jared Hall. Jared Hall is a 6'8" combo forward, but at the next level, I see him playing the 4. And, he's a freak athlete who has a college body already. He was at Memphis Elite Camp, and he just was a man amongst boys.
Man, that's big time, man. Talk about Ashton also, man, because I've been hearing a lot more about him lately. Of course, it's Penny's son. How big of time of a baller is he? You talk about, we all know Memphis is always going to be in the conversation for somebody like that. Of course, Penny's son and everything, but talk about him and what you know about his game.
Ashton is a great player who has developed over time. At one point he was just a chubby, tall kid, very slow, not quick like his father and brother. And now he's kind of created his own identity with being a stretch 4 who is a great shooter. I saw it with my very own eyes at the Memphis Elite Camp where, the guy was like, he couldn't miss from mid-range, 3-point. Like, he has the complete package when you talk about a shooter. And, Penny will tell you himself, he's probably the best shooter on their family tree right now.
Wow. Now, that's saying something, no doubt, because I know even Jaden was kind of doing his thing as far as shooting the ball, but definitely interesting to hear that, no question, man. Talking with Leon Taylor. Y'all can see these guys tomorrow in Collierville High School. I'm putting it up on the screen for y'all can see what's going on with that coming up tomorrow. Collierville, 7:30. As we said, man, y'all be sure to check out the basketball scene, Mid-South Basketball Classic. Collierville High School, there it is, all the information right there, man. But talk about Media Day, because we got Tiger basketball coming up this weekend as well at FedEx Forum. Of course, that's the exhibition games. But how's the team looking and how are they sounding? And who are y'all able to hear from tonight?
Well, today we got a chance to talk with Elijah McFadden, who's a transfer from Georgia Southern. Elijah is a 6'5", 6'6", do-it-all player. Like right now, Penny says he's going to play 1 through 4 for them. It just lets you know what kind of defender he is. Elijah is a grit and grind type of player. He's a two-way player. So he's someone who's going to be counted on very heavily this year because his defense and his versatility. He was 6th man of the year at Georgia Southern. So he's really enjoying the challenge of, playing up a notch as far as competition and getting a chance to learn and just get better because he's going to be one of the starters on his team. He's either going to play the 2 or the 3. And right now with DeMario Franklin's eligibility in question, he's really going to play a lot of minutes. Not a big-time scorer, but he's so versatile. He's going to fill his stat sheets up and rebounds, steals, assists, just a glue guy. And also we had Keontae Kennedy, who's a true veteran. Keontae is a guy who you can count on who has played in big-time games. He's probably the 2nd or 3rd best shooter on the team. So we're really going to need him this year. He's that guy that's going to have to replace Nestor Quiones and Landers Nolly. He's going to have to be that guy right now. He understands his role on this team, and he understands that it's a lot of expectations for him at his position.
Definitely, man. Yeah, those guys definitely got some stuff to replace when you talk about the two guard position, man. I know it's interesting to hear about Demaria. I've been hearing that he's still, pretty active and participating in practice and things of that nature. He seems like he's pretty passionate about hoping this whole thing can get settled. It seems like it's a petty thing going on between him and his former school. Is that kind of the deal? They're not responding to anything the university's putting out there?
Yeah, and you have to really realize that Memphis is kind of used to these kind of situations from, incident with DeAndre Williams at Evansville. It was kind of a slow process, but eventually we got it done. Thing about Penny is he's gonna let you do your thing, but then he's gonna call you out. And so when you get Penny calling you out and makes national news, and he starts saying, "Hey, let this kid be a kid." Now the ball is in your court. You're gonna have all these other, student athletes and parents looking at you like, "Why would I send my kid to your school if you don't really care about his future?"
Mm-hmm. There it is. That's a great point.
Yes,
That's a great point. Talk with Leon Taylor. TigerSportsReport.com. He's got a lot of coverage on there. Be sure y'all check it out. A lot of stuff involving Media Day. Some great videos on there with Penny and all the guys that were there. Also some stuff on recruiting as well, which we'll get into here because I'm hearing about this guy, Carl. And tell me how to say his last name. I've been seeing a lot about it, but tell me about old Carl, who looks like that the Tigers are really looking at here.
Old Carl.
Old Carl.
Carl is an athlete. Carl Sharampit. Carl
Yeah.
Sharampit. 6'5", small forward, can play the two, but I see his versatility more so on the wing. He's your prototype wing that Penny likes. He likes guys that are athletes, dog defenders, and get up and down on the floor. And one thing about Carl, he does play defense. He's trying to become a better scorer, but thing about Penny, what he thrives on all his teams is defense. You watch them at the rebounders practice, you can tell this team is going to be a great defensive team. They're still trying to find their identity on the offensive end, but that's something that Penny takes very good pride on, and Carl fits right in that position. And, thing about recruiting right now, you understand that you're going to have guys either transfer or leave to try to, pursue their future pro aspirations. And Carl, he fits in that mix just in case if Keontae feels like, hey, he's had enough of college. To me, he's a mirror image of a Keontae Kennedy. Might not be as a great shooter as Keontae, but when you look at the body and the way he plays the wing position, it's very similar. Very similar.
Definitely.
And, let me go back to speaking about today, man. The vibe today was very different because this is one of the first times where we wasn't talking to a future lottery pick. This is one of the times where, being honest, no prima donnas. This is where guys are just veterans and just want to play ball.
Definitely. And I remember talking to you after that first practice. I know you were getting kind of the same vibes there as far as, it wasn't like there's no knock on it. Really, I guess you could say it's a good thing. It wasn't like a star-studded deal where you got future NBA prospects all over the place, first-round picks. But you got what a lot of people perceive is going to be a team concept of guys that are going to have to rely on each other, and they know they're going to have to instead of, trying to get your own stuff in there.
Absolutely. Those guys are, like I said, they're veterans, and they're actually happy to not being the hunters. Right now, no one's, pretty much giving them the fanfare that they're so used to having. So now they are, they're going in as the prey, but in their mind, they are the hunters. But to, national media outside of Memphis, people are saying, hey, this team might be third best in the conference. These guys feel like they're potential, Sweet 16, but realistically, once they get their chemistry together, that's a possible. But right now, I'm gonna say, this is a 2-and-out type team. You know, they still got to get an identity on the offensive end. And I mean, this is a tough schedule, so it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, that's very interesting to see what ends up happening, especially in these. I don't know what's going to happen in the exhibition games. We usually think we're going to. Um, with in the past year, sometimes you never know, but we'll get to at least get somewhat of an idea of how they're going to look coming up this weekend. So I guess we'll see, man. But it's a lot at stake. You got a recruit potentially committing as well. We talked about Carl. Seems like he's going to make his decision like Sunday.
Yes, sir.
What I see. So it's down to Memphis, UCF, and I believe it's another team in there.
St. John's.
St. John's. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we'll see, man. But very, very interesting to say the least. Any other things that's buzzing out there? I know I keep seeing so many articles from you out here, man. That's doing great stuff with Tiger Sports Report. Anything else you want the people need to keep an eye on in your mind?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We've been talking about recruits. We talked about Ash. We talked about Carl. We cannot forget about Bronny James. Bronny James, I've been hearing this on unofficial right now in Memphis. So he's here enjoying quietly his unofficial visit at the campus. And thing about Bronny, you know, a lot of people saying, hey, he's not like his dad, or he's not a 5-star. But if you have seen Bronny lately, you can tell he is getting better, and his potential is through the roof right now.
Yeah.
And the thing about also Bronny is, I mean, he's a guard. They can do a little bit of everything. His athleticism is off the charts. You know, you can see his highlight reels right now, and he's just a complete player that's just going to get better in time. He's not a one-and-done player, but he's a guy that, you know, he's going to be a great college player, but people don't understand. And it's so much pressure on a kid like Bronny or a kid like Ashton when your father's an NBA legend. But these guys are ball players as well. So I just think that fans have to understand, if you get Bronny, yeah, we have LeBron's son, but you also have a decent kid that can help in our backcourt, because we're going to need a point guard in this class. And
Yeah,
I think, you know, when you look at Ohio State and UCLA, those teams are stacked. So that's why I seriously think that we have a shot at getting Bronny James.
Interesting. We'll see, man. I know Bronny's definitely stepped his game up, there's no doubt. And looking at the chemistry with him and Ashton, how they've been putting up numbers together, you got to wonder how that might affect the future as well. They're going to want to play together at the next level, you know? And is that going to affect where they want to go? So we'll see. It's definitely something to keep an eye on. And another guy people are going to be watching too, Curtis Givens III, also a target for the Tigers. Kind of talk about him for a second.
Yeah, Curtis Givens III is a 6'3" point guard. He was playing in MUS high school last season, and now he has taken his talents to Florida to play for the #1 program in the country, in Montverde Academy. Montverde Academy is a program that won the high school national championship last year. So with him being a junior in the class of 2024, he's getting better by learning from guys who are ranked in the top 100 just like himself, and they're getting better at practice, and he's playing against high-level competition. The University of Tennessee loves him. So, I mean, Memphis is going to be in a dogfight for him with Tennessee, Florida. Ole Miss likes him, and he's starting to pick up some Big Ten schools. So Curtis Givens' stock is rising right now.
No question, man. They're all going to be on the court at the same time this weekend. Looking forward to checking that out. Collierville High School, 7:30. You know, check that out tomorrow as well, man. Leon may even be down there.
Oh, you already know. Ain't no maybe. I'm going to be down
there. Already. Y'all can check him out and meet the reporter down there himself, man, and tell him what's up and all that. So, hey, Leon, man, I appreciate you coming on tonight with me, man, and covered some of this stuff that's going on with the Tigers, recruiting, things of that nature. Anything else, man, before you go? And be sure you let the people know where they can follow you and check out your stuff.
Oh, yes, sir. You can follow me on Twitter at Leon Taylor 1983. And you can also follow me on Facebook at Leon King Taylor. And looking forward to seeing you guys and have a great basketball season. So let's enjoy the ride this year.
Definitely, man. Definitely gonna have you on as the season progresses with college and high school, man. But appreciate you coming on, brother.
No problem, man. Have a great night.
All right, you too. All right, that's Leon Taylor, man, joining me on the move on tonight and this weekend, man. So be sure y'all follow him for all the latest of what's going on in Collierville. You want to know if you're able to get down there or you're not, you know he's going to have the coverage on that, as well as the Tigers game this Sunday as well. I believe they're taking on Lemoyne this weekend. It's either that or Christian Brothers. It's one of those two. But it's an exhibition, 4 p.m. on Sunday. So y'all be sure and check that out. And if you can, go out and support the Tigers in their efforts as well, man. But everything, like I said in the previous weeks, man, got college basketball tipping off. You got college football in full swing. The NFL is in full swing. A lot of stuff going on across all the boards. The NBA tipped off this week in full swing. The Grizzlies playing right now. I'm going to give you an update on the Grizz when I come back here in just a minute. But we're going to take a commercial break right now. And when we come back, I'm going to talk some more sports, man. Y'all stick around. This is Talk Sports Live right here on Talkback Live Network. And we'll be right back. For the best soul food in the Mid-South, it's Shop and Save. $14.99 South 3rd, 901-946-4303. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And some of the items on their menu consist of catfish, spaghetti, chicken and dressing, turkey wings, meatloaf, fried chicken, cabbage, yams, greens, salmon croquette, and the list goes on. Some of the best soul food you ever taste in the Mid-South, it is Shop and Save. $14.99 South 3rd. Call them again at 901-946-4303. Been in business since 1991. Shop and Save, $14.99 South 3rd, 901-946-4303 for some of the best soul food you'll ever taste.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Pedestrian safety is a two-way street. Both drivers and walkers need to do their part to keep roads safe. When you're walking, remember, the drivers may not always see you, so remember to use these tips to continue to walk safely. Wear bright clothes. Always use crosswalks and obey signs. Lights and reflectors should be used. And finally, keep alert and do not walk distracted. This message brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Patrol.
I watch y'all coming here for years because you shot somebody. Your life is shit. You're going to pick that phone up one day and that girl going to be done dumped you and raise your child with another man. Or maybe your mama or your grandmama dies. Because ain't nothing you can do about it. You got 15 to 20 years, state or fed time. Real talk. Don't lose your head, use your head, man. Gun crime, max time.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
You really good try. There aren't any cops around. Didn't think there were any cops around. I drink and drive all the time.
Sir, you've been in a serious crash. I need you to hang on, okay? Now.
Let's get it. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you with it? Yeah, we with it. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you with it? Yeah, we with it. Big time players make big time plays. 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 Go hard.
And we're back. Talk Sports Live. I'm your host, Joshua Midgett, here in the place to be. Talk Sports Live on a Friday evening. Thank y'all for tuning in. As I always say, man, we got some more sports to talk about. And if there's anything you want to talk about, you can hit me up, man. And the line is right there, 901-213-6020. Phone lines are open. And you can come on in, man. We gonna get you on in the conversation and talk about what you want to talk about, sports related. So we can do it, man. So, a couple of things. We got the Tigers coming up this weekend. The Tiger football team led by Ryan Silverfield. Yes, it's still led by Ryan Silverfield. They will be taking on Tulane. And if you're a Tiger fan of any type, you know Tulane has been an opponent the Tigers have faced for years, man. And in different iterations, Conference USA to the AAC, usually Tulane is considered somewhat of an easy victory, even though you can never underestimate a conference opponent. But if you look at Tulane this year, if you've been paying attention, I know some of y'all might not have because, of course, they are Tulane. And there's a lot of teams out there to pay attention to. But if you notice, Tulane is ranked 25th in the country. Not only are they ranked 25th in the country, they are 6-1. So Tulane is no joke this year. And we're going to see what happens coming up this weekend. One thing we do know, the Tigers are going to be at Tulane, the Tulane Green Wave, which is a tremendous name, right? So we'll see what's coming up with that. And I didn't talk a ton about this last week because we were talking about the Vols beating Alabama. But y'all know what happened last week with the Tiger football team. What always happens to the Tiger football team under Ryan Silverfield, and it's happened in 2 consecutive weeks, losing in terrible fashion. Games they shouldn't have lost. Games in which they should have won, and they lost. So, and what I'm beginning to see, at least to those that are reasonable and realistic, that more and more people are starting to get on the bandwagon, that there shouldn't be any more excuses for this football coach. There shouldn't be any more excuses for this football program. And really, there should have been no excuses to begin with, because the evidence has always been there, but some people just didn't want to believe it. Now, I understand being a fan, because I'm a fan. I love the Tigers. Tigers basketball, Tiger football, Tiger whatever. I'm all Memphis all day. And I still want the Tigers to win. I know some people may think, well, you and Bob want the Tigers to lose to prove your point. No, but they're proving our point anyway. You know why? Because they're losing. They're proving their point because they're not winning. They're proving our point because they're not prospering and getting better as a football team. And the reason why, I know Stanley says another rant, yes. It's going to sound like that every time we talk Ryan Silverfield and the Tigers, because the truth needs to be preached to the masses. And sometimes it takes a little while for people to get it. Sometimes they won't get it until they're slapped in the face with it. Now, I'm not going to be the one doing the slapping. Neither is Bob. It's not going to be us. It's going to be Ryan Silverfield. He's slapping you right now. He's slapping the whole Tiger football program with crap and their performance on the field. He's the one that wants you to see that he can't handle this. Let's look at things. I hear, some people in the media, they talk about, hey, you got to realize this isn't the same Tiger team we've had in the past. They go back to, Riley Ferguson, Brady White, some of the really good quarterbacks the Tigers have had over the years under Mike Norvell, even Paxton Lynch going back to Justin Fuente. Here's the thing. One, I think Seth Hennigan is a really good quarterback and supremely talented. And I think he could be better than what he is. But when you don't have a good development system, meaning a coaching staff, to get you to where you need to go, you're going to regress. He shows some stuff sometimes. I mean, he threw for a whole lot of yards last week. But when the play calling is so terrible, you're not going to be seen to your potential. Because these guys need to grow. They need to get better. And if you don't have a coaching staff and a head coach that can help you get better, you're not going to look as good as you potentially could. And I'll give Mike Norvell credit for this. And the staff specifically that Norvell had around him. Y'all know we talked bad about Brady White, if you've been following the show, who was the past quarterback for the Tigers before Seth Hennigan over the past 2 years. We talked bad about Brady White in his first year as a freshman because he looked pretty bad. He looked weak. He looked like he was scared to throw the football. But guess what? He got better. And as he got better, we acknowledged how much better he got. Where over the last 2 years, he was a monster. He was throwing a deep ball. He wasn't scared to stand in the pocket and throw. He wasn't scared and had happy feet running around like he did his first year and halfway through his second year. He stepped it up. He got better. He improved. And that's due to the coaching staff. Got to give Norvell credit for that. But Silverfield has shown me nothing as a play caller. He's shown me nothing as a manager of the game. He's shown me nothing as a leader of the program. That's something that's underestimated. And as much as we did criticize Norvell about certain things on the field, because it seemed like he just couldn't win big games. But off the field, Norvell was a very good PR program leader. Putting the program out on Front Street, talking about the program, promoting the program, his personality, pushing the program, working together with Penny Hardaway, doing creative things in the community, flying in helicopters to high school games in the area. I liked all that stuff. That's cool. That's brilliant stuff. That's brilliant stuff. Silverfield, I don't believe is doing any of that. One, he doesn't feel he has to because the guys before him built a program that's sustaining itself. He's recruited very well, but he's recruited off the backs of the coaches before him. And before long, and y'all have heard this story before, but I'm going to say it again. Before long, if they keep regressing, you're not going to be able to stand on the backs of the previous coaches anymore. Because the program is going to get to a point where they're not going to want to come here anymore. So, got to be careful when it comes to that. But when it comes to Tulane this weekend, I'm not saying this is a game where, I'm pretty sure, and I don't know for sure if those that keep up with that type of thing can let me know. Are the Tigers underdogs this weekend? I mean, I really think they should be. You're playing a 6-1 Tulane team that's ranked. The Tigers aren't ranked. They haven't done anything to prove that they should be better. I mean, come on now. So it's one of them things. We'll see what happens. But remember, Tulane 6-1. Tigers going to New Orleans to play them in Tulane, the top 25 ranked team in the nation. But meanwhile, on the other side of the state of Tennessee, the Volunteers play. I'm not going to spend too much time on that because they play UT Martin. So this is a pretty good, I guess you could say, cool down after the hype and emotion of last week. Hopefully, the Volunteers have gotten themselves some new goalposts so they can move forward as far as that goes. But looking forward to that. You know, they're playing UT Martin, like I said, so they'll take care of business there and keep it going. I know Tennessee plays Georgia coming up as well. You know, that's always a rivalry, but Georgia is also the number one team in the country. So that's going to be another big time game. Georgia is undefeated. And, you know, it's going to be probably the biggest Tennessee-Georgia game in years, if not ever. So I am definitely looking forward to when that game is. As a matter of fact, I'm checking now to see exactly, because I believe Georgia plays Florida next week. Yeah, because Georgia is off this week. But let me look at the schedule. Georgia beat Vanderbilt 55-0 last week. They got Florida next Saturday. And then November the 5th, they play the Volunteers in Athens, Georgia. So can't wait for that one. All right. So last thing I want to hit on is the Memphis Grizzlies. They're playing right now. Keeping up with the score. Let's see what they got going on right now. Keeping up with the overview, trying to get a box score. It is 66-57 Houston. Okay. Houston up on the Tigers, on the Grizzlies, that is 66-57, 47 seconds left in the second quarter. So I got to ask y'all, what's up, man? What's up, big dog? Good to see you. And reminder, and I'm glad Bob's in the comments here. Call in 901-213-6020. A lot of y'all jumping on in. Do you got any thoughts on what we're talking about here today? I talked about the Vols, talked about the Tigers football team, talked about the Tigers basketball team. How do you feel about the upcoming season as well? Tiger football, how do you feel about Coach Silverfield? Does he have to go? Will this be his last season because this is the last year of his contract, or will he be extended for some reason? Because I couldn't think of what the reason would be. So y'all let us know with that. Also, Tennessee, Georgia coming up in about 3 weeks, so I'm looking forward to that. Also, the Titans, thinking about Big Dog there, coming in the building. What's good, man? The Titans play this weekend, and I think they play the Colts again. Seems like we just played them. I think we played them again. Yeah, we play the Indianapolis Colts again coming up this Sunday, 12 p.m. It will be on CBS. I know, what was it, 2 weeks ago, Titans were playing and they were nowhere on TV in the city of Memphis. What's up with that? That never happens. Hopefully they don't do that no more. We're going to find a way to complain to somebody if that happens. But nonetheless, the Colts, Titans, both at 3-2. The Colts have, they're actually 3-2-1. They have a tie on their record this year. But the Titans on top of the AFC South. But this is a big game coming up this weekend. And Big Dog, if you want to give me your thoughts, you're welcome to call in as well. And join me if you got any time there to join the conversation. But how are we feeling about the Titans coming in so far? I don't know how to feel. Titans have won several in a row at this point. Several. And at the same time, they have not been that impressive. I mean, you know, the defense has shown itself in spurts. They do what it takes to win, which I guess is a good thing because it seems like no matter what under Mike Vrabel, they look ugly. They look sometimes unentertaining and boring. Sometimes they don't make a lot of sense, but they end up winning these games. Hopefully, you know, that changes as far as how they look sometimes. But I guess it doesn't matter how you look as long as you continue to win. So I don't know. That's why I'm so conflicted when it comes to the Titans in some aspects. But nonetheless, they do play the Colts this weekend. I'm actually pretty confident because the Colts have shown me no reason to fear them. They got Matt Ryan, quarterback that is not a threat at all. He's been overrated for quite a while. As a matter of fact, if you think about the last Colts-Titans games a few weeks ago, let me see if I can get these highlights on the screen for y'all. If you think about that, he was one of the main reasons the Titans ended up winning was because of Matt Ryan and his turnovers. So, and I'm looking here exactly, and y'all forgive me, my nose might be affecting my voice the way I sound right now, but it's all good. But anyway, yeah, Matt Ryan, just getting some confirmation on what I'm looking at here. He was one of the main reasons the Colts lost, the quarterback for the Colts, man, and him throwing the game away when it mattered most. So hopefully the Titans can continue to capitalize on the poor quarterback play of the Colts. But yeah, so we'll see, man. Once again, looking at the Grizzlies, I think they're in at halftime at this point. I saw they got the game a little closer. Yeah, it's halftime, just heading into halftime. This last few seconds just ticked off the clock. It is 70-62. The Grizzlies are down by 8 at halftime. So we shall see. But allowing Houston to score 70 points in the first half. Evidently, they're shooting it like crazy. As soon as I get off here, I'm going to be checking that game out and see what we got. But one thing about it, the Grizzlies are definitely better than Houston. Even though Houston has a really good young team, with Jalen Green and Sengun. If y'all don't know who that is, he's a good young player for the Rockets. Kevin Porter Jr., guys like that I like a lot. But looking here, John Morant has 21 points, 4 assists at halftime, so he is on point. John Conchar for the Grizzlies, 12 points, 3 steals. And Jake LaRavia, the rookie, with 9 points, 3 rebounds, and a nice-looking dunk he had as well. Good to see him playing well. And Jalen Green, who I was just talking about, he had 20 points, 3 of 3 from 3 at halftime. So this has been a sprint so far. So I think the Grizzlies need to get that defense in check. So we shall see. But that is probably going to do it for me today, unless anybody wants to call in and give me a quick thought on anything before I go. Oh, quick reminder as well. Tomorrow, 11 o'clock a.m., Bluff City Wrestling. Check us out. Me and Bob on the announce table at Bluff City Wrestling. Be sure to check that out. Tomorrow at 11 a.m., the best wrestling in the Mid-South, Bluff City Wrestling on the CW30 network. Every Saturday at 11 a.m. The shows get better and better every week. So much going on, man, that I can't talk about, but I'm excited about what's coming to Bluff City Wrestling here soon. You've seen some of the stuff that Johnny Dotson has put out about the new Bluff City Wrestling studio, where we'll bring back studio wrestling in Memphis. So stay tuned for any updates on that coming soon. A lot of stuff being worked on behind the scenes at Bluff City Wrestling that me and Bob are involved in, being the voices of that show. So it is very awesome to be able to do that with Bob and Johnny Dodson and the crew there, doing a great job. So be sure to check that out, 11 a.m. tomorrow on the CW30 network, Bluff City Wrestling. But that's going to do it for me, man. Just a quick in and out on today. Be sure and check out the Tigers this weekend, this Sunday at FedEx Forum for their exhibition matchup. Be sure and support the local recruits coming to town. LeBron James Jr. is going to be at Collierville High School playing with Penny Hardaway's son, Ashton, and playing against some of the best local talent in the Memphis area. So a lot of exciting stuff going on in Memphis this weekend. So be sure to stay tuned with us. Talkback Live Network tomorrow. All Action No Bluff podcast post show with me and Bob after Bluff City Wrestling at 1 a.m. Not 1 a.m., 1 p.m. Good Lord. Definitely not doing anything at 1 a.m. As far as being live, that is. But yeah, be sure to check that out. 1 p.m. tomorrow. All Action and No Bluff podcast, the Bluff City Wrestling post show, episode 3. Episode 4 for us, that is. But nonetheless, man, that's going to do it for me on today. And I'll talk to y'all next time right here on Talkback Live Network.
Go hard, go hard, go home, go home, go hard, go hard, go home, go home, go hard, go hard, go home, go home, go hard, go hard, go home, go home. Let's go, let's go, let's get it, let's get it. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you with it? Yeah, we with it. Let's go, let's go, let's get it, let's get it. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you with it? Yeah, we with it. Big time players make big time plays. 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 Go hard, 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 go hard. 'Cause big time players make big time plays. Big time players make big time plays. Gotta get it in a big time way. Let's get it on the grind, head on the line. Gotta stay focused, gotta keep a sound mind. It's go hard or go home. Go long and go strong. Don't back down or give in. When it's tough, that's when we press on. Gotta dig deep, gotta dig in. Hunger for the victory, hunger for the win. Ready to make a play, let's get it in. Swag on point, yeah, swag on 10. It's go time, it's show time. It's my time in my town. Big time players make big time plays, but believe it's about to go down. Big time players make big time plays. 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 Go hard, go hard, go hard, go hard, go hard, go hard, go hard.
For the best soul food in the Mid-South, it's Shop and Save. $14.99 South 3rd, 901-946-4303. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And some of the items on their menu consist of catfish, spaghetti, chicken and dressing, turkey wings, meatloaf, fried chicken, cabbage, yams, greens, salmon croquette, and the list goes on. Some of the best soul food you ever taste in the Mid-South, it is Shop and Save. $14.99 South 3rd. Call them again at 901-946-4303. Been in business since 1991. Shop and Save. $14.99 South 3rd. 901-946-4303 for some of the best soul food you'll ever taste.
I watch y'all coming here for years, cause you shot somebody. Now your life is shot. You gonna pick that phone up one day, and that girl gonna be done dumped you and raise your child with another man. Or maybe your mama or your grandmama dies. Cause ain't nothing you can do about it. You got 15 to 20 years, state or fed time. Real talk. Don't lose your head, use your head, man. Gun crime, max time.
Go hard, 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 go hard. Let's go, let's go, let's get it, let's get it. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you with it? Yeah, we with it. Let's go, let's go, let's get it, let's get it. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you with it? Yeah, we with it. Big time players make big time plays. 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 Go hard, 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 go hard. 'Cause big time players make big time plays. Big time players make big time plays. Gotta get it in a big time way. Let's get it on the grind. Head on the line. Gotta stay focused. Gotta keep a sound mind. Let's go hard.